Guys, Josh Fierstein here. Probably the question I get inboxed to me the most is this: why does God allow bad things to happen to good people? Now, first of all, I want you to know that God's plans towards you are pure and perfect. He has love for you, would never wish anything bad on you, but bad is a result of sin and sin a result of Satan. However, I want you to know that God is all powerful, and as the Bible says, that God works all things together for the good for those that love him. So that means that in every bad situation and every negative, there is a positive. Now, I want you, I'm not sure if you remember, but back in my day, about 10 years ago, before all of the digital age, there was something called film. And this was in the back of cameras. And these things right here are called negatives. Now, hiding within this negative, this dark, dreary, brown strip of paper, there are beautiful pictures. In fact, my baby pictures. Inside each one of these negatives, there's a beautiful picture that is waiting to get out. Now, do you realize that in every negative situation in your life that there is something beautiful that God is waiting to pull out of it? But in order for this negative to become a positive, it has to go into a dark room, and then the light from above has to shine through it. And on the other side of it, there is a beautiful picture that is developed. I actually have a friend who owns a large IT company now. And I remember talking to him one day, and I asked him, I said, how is it that you got into computers? Where was your passion? He said, one day my computer broke and I took it to Best Buy and these other places and they couldn't fix it. They just told me to buy a new one. He said, I got so mad at this computer that I ripped it apart. He said, and then I went and I fixed it myself. I figured it out. And out of that was born a passion for computers that now has led him to own one of the largest IT companies in all of California. Why do I say that? Because if it would never been for his computer breaking, which would have been a negative, then he would have never torn it apart and never figured out how to do it and never formed the IT company, which is now making him millions of dollars. So I want you to think about that. You know, and in fact, I'm looking back at the story of Joseph and remembering that. Here is a young man that was beat up by his brothers. He was left for dead, sold into slavery, goes into Potiphar's house. He's accused of sexual harassment when he did nothing but good. And then he's thrown into a pit, into a prison for over 2 years. He's there in a dark dungeon of a cell. And you see, most people would have said that was a negative. He was forgotten about, he was abandoned, he was abused, he was hurt, he was busted, disgusted, down, depressed. But guess what? Inside of that negative, God had been positioning for him to become the prince of Egypt, and for one day a man to come and discover him and bring him into the palace. You see, there's some of you today that you have to understand that in every negative in your life, that God is waiting. If you'll just put it in his hands and allow the master photographer to shine his light through it, I promise God can take your negative and turn it into a positive. I'll just leave you with this thought. When it was that they bring the man in John, I believe chapter 9, verse 1, they bring the man to Jesus and ask, why was he born blind? Was it because of his sin? Was it because of his parents' sin? And Jesus just simply says this, no. He said it was that the works of God may be made manifest through him, and he heals the man of blindness. I promise right now there's something in your life that you're looking at and you're saying, but I'm a good person. Why? How is it God could have allowed me to go through this? I promise he did it just to take your negative and develop it into a positive. As always, I'm asking you this. There's somebody on your timeline, in your friend, in your news feed that need to hear this message. Somebody that's struggling with a negative today. Would you just take a moment and click share right on the side of this video? And please share this video and help somebody discover the light of God shining through their negative to make a beautiful picture out of their life. And as always, if you're not my friend yet on Facebook, click right up here and I would love to be your friend. Just add me as your friend and let's be friends here on Facebook. God bless you. I hope you have a beautiful day.